on YouTube. So if you ever miss a session and you'd like to catch up, the recordings are there. So let me just set the table for a few minutes with today's topic, because it's a very important one. Here we go, just spotlight the video. So the leverage of alignment trumps everything is our topic today. And, you know, I've been sort of just exploring alignment a lot. And of course, we want to explore alignment when we don't feel in alignment and we wonder what alignment is. And so for me, what has come up really strongly is just this natural essence of who we are that is always aligned when we're not getting lost in insecure thought. That's how it looks to me, that babies are just automatically in alignment. Children are generally in alignment. You know, we come into this world in that alignment. And as we go along our journey, we just pick up habits of thought and we pick up other people's ideas, concepts, and insecurities, and we adopt them as our own. And so the real work, quote unquote work, for any of us on any given day is more about returning to our well-being, our alignment, versus mastering our energy levels or trying to push something out into the world prematurely. And now there is a moment when action is required, of course, but the inner work, if you like, is that aligning. And contrary to the world's idea of what you should be doing, alignment looks very much like following your true passions, which, as you'll notice, always give you energy, and letting yourself do in the moment what feels right. So whether that is in the moment you want to have a cup of coffee, even though you're on a particular diet that says you shouldn't be drinking coffee, you do that. Whether that in the moment says it's time for you to have a nap, you do that. Whether that in the moment intuition says leave this particular group of people for a few minutes and come back to them later, you do that. And how do we know when we're in alignment? Well, it's how we feel. Okay, so one of the journeys we're all on together as we explore is, you know, are you getting more sensitive to that feeling of wisdom within you? Is that getting louder? Is that becoming clearer? And one of the ways that we know that is through how we feel in the moment. Not something we can feel beforehand or afterwards. So this leverage of alignment is really what you're looking for. If you've been procrastinating on something for a long time, if you've been having a hard time completing things, if you've been finding yourself dull and lethargic and uninspired, and where's my energy gone? Where's my mojo gone? Nothing's lighting me up. Everything feels like hard work. This is an invitation to come back into your alignment, because from there, anything that needs to happen will happen through you. There'll be action, but it'll happen through you. And it'll happen in a way that is more effortless than if you were striving to make it happen. And it'll happen in a way that, you know, as the title says, you leverage that energy of alignment. In other words, that alignment does the heavy lifting for you, whether that's selling your service, whether that's tidying your house, whether that's eating the correct way for your body and what you need. The leverage of that alignment does that hard work, which is why it often feels like effortless and in flow. Okay, so let's start today with a guided vision to immediately pull you back into alignment. And I say pull you back into it because I don't know if you notice, but often we're living out there, like our bodies are out there. And I've noticed that certainly when I'm in alignment, I'm back here. And you might notice that for you too, that you're in your body. You're not living out there striving. You're in your body and you're relaxed. So that's why it's falling back into alignment. Okay, it's coming back to the center of who you are. So join with me now as we do a guided vision to bring us there. And through this guided vision of realigning, let yourself just see what comes up. Without judgment, without evaluating it, let yourself just see what occurs. We'll see where this one goes. But just notice yourself coming back home. So let's close our eyes. Start with a few deep breaths in through the nose and out through the nose. Now use the count of 4 for the breath. So in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. Feel yourself just falling into this chair. If you want, you can place your hands on your tummy and just notice the rising in, 2, 3, 4. Tummy goes into the hands. Out, 2, 3, 4. Tummy falls back. Just keep that rhythm of 4 going for a couple of moments. Feel your body sinking into whatever's supporting you right now. And see roots coming from your feet as we ground into this moment. See those roots coming down through the floorboards, into the underground, right down to a rock at the bottom of the earth. Let those roots go all the way down and wrap those roots around that rock. See golden light emanating from the rock. Imagine roots also coming from your head this time, up into the sky, all the way up to a very large star at the top. Wrap those roots around that star and see golden light emanating from the star and from the rock, from top to bottom. Watch this golden light emanating up through the body, in through the feet and down through the head and into the neck and shoulders. And let both ends of the light meet each other, covering your body in all of that beautiful elixir of light. You're surrounded now by this golden energy. If there's any part in your body that's been feeling inflamed or painful or arthritic or anything that's been going on for you physically, send extra light to that zone just now. Breathing in, 2, 3, 4. And out, 2, 3, 4. I want you to imagine yourself now leaning back onto a cloud. This is a gorgeous big cloud that's comforting and cushioning, not one that you can fall through, one that supports you. So covered in divine light, lean back as far as you can in your mind's eye onto a beautiful cloud. This cloud is transporting you, comforting you, embracing you. Watch where the cloud takes you. Notice what you need to notice there. This is the cloud of alignment. Anything that's feeling out of alignment in your life, let it be revealed to you now, knowing that the cloud of alignment will still support you. You might notice situations that just haven't felt right to you, but you've kept yourself in them anyway. Or you might notice invitations or people or jobs or relationships or food choices. You might notice some of those that you just keep saying yes to when you want to say no. Don't judge it. Just let the cloud of alignment absorb it. In this moment, you're admitting to what it is that just isn't working for you. Forgive yourself. Don't try and change the situation immediately. Just have patience that you will get more and more sensitive to the situation. And at some point, you'll stop doing that. Life will lead you to give it up without your effort. The judgment is optional. Now let's travel on the cloud of alignment to the places or the situations that make us smile. Notice what comes up for you. Where in the past or recently have you just come alive? However, momentarily. Honor these sources of alignment, the way that the divine expresses through you. Don't judge it. What makes you come alive is how the divine lights up inside you. It's what gives you energy. It's what heals your body. It's what helps you sleep well at night. You may have to go quite far back in your memory to remember the last time you felt that level of aliveness and joy. But you're on this gorgeous cloud that's supporting you. So go there. Notice the feeling of alignment for you. How does alignment actually feel when you're in it? Is it exhilarating or gentle or soft or graceful? It doesn't matter, it'll be unique to you. Get familiar with the feeling of alignment, that level of well-being.
I have gratitude for the peace. I have gratitude for having this balance.
Let yourself be completely connected to that feeling. And in this moment, you can ask, if you want to, your own wisdom, what's my fastest route to alignment? You can also ask, how can I align today? Knowing that alignment might take different forms. Now come back to seeing yourself lying on the cloud of alignment, cushioned by it. How does it feel? The cloud is gently descending, very slowly and gently descending with you back down into the earth, into the space you're in. Let it drop you off gently at your chair or your bed or your sofa. And feel yourself come into your body again, connected, aligned with the divine, feeling fine. Notice golden energy circling up like a spiral from the ankles, right the way up as a spiral, all through the body, all the way up, right up, out through the head. Total healing and well-being. And now to come back into this clinic and room more fully, just notice those roots one more time, coming from the feet, down through the floorboards, down through the ground, into the underground, right down to that rock at the bottom of the earth, and wrap those roots around that rock. Begin to move your fingers and your toes. Very gently open your eyes. And if there's anything you want to write down, do so now. Remembering that your wisdom doesn't forget anything. So don't worry about not remembering. Just let yourself come back. So I wanted to share a little miracle story of my own alignment that was very recent and inspired this subject today. Just as an example of what can happen. I was lying on the massage bed last week, I think it was. And I've often had a lot of confusion around, you know, all the things you should be eating or shouldn't be eating. And so I try not to look at it too much, but I can sometimes get a bit like, what would be best for my body? Because I need to shut out the noise and just hear what would be best for me now. And so I had woken up that morning and I had said, oh, I don't know what I'm going to eat for lunch. I don't know what I'm going to cook. I don't know what I want to create today with food wise, but I know I want to feel healthier and I know I want to take care of myself good today. And on the massage bed, I lay down and I said to Francesco, who many of you know is my now departed soulmate, who's my spiritual guide, as far as I'm concerned. And I said to him, oh, you know, babe, please get a message through to me. What does my body need? Because I can't come up with anything fresh. And I forgot about it, you know, and you don't have to have a departed loved one, by the way, to do this. You can call on whatever, your own wisdom, divine energy, anything you want. I just happened to call on him. And I said to him that little message, and I didn't think much more about it. When I was laying down on the massage bed, I was thinking, what am I going to eat at lunchtime? So many years living in Italy, this is just what you start thinking about at 10 o'clock in the morning. And I let it go and I enjoyed the massage, and it occurred to me, salad during the massage, and I dismissed it. I was like, oh, salad's cold, and I'm not, I'm not good at making salads. Anyway, at the end of the massage, my masseuse said to me, I had an idea come into my mind and I'm just going to share it with you. Is that okay? And I said, yeah. And she said, you need to eat a really good salad at lunchtime, Grace. And there's a particular salad called valeriana, which I'd never heard of. It was an Italian name, perhaps. But it was a type of almost like clover leaf salad leaf. And she said, you need to have one of those, I think, because that's what came into my head. Anyway, that was a miracle, because I was dismissing what I heard. And so the level of alignment was that strong that the message was coming in through the person actually massaging me to make sure I got the hint. Now, I just share that with you because that inspired a lot of hope. The remembrance that our guides, our loved ones are still around us, are still wanting to get messages through to us. And B, that often what we're hearing the first time round is correct. And we've learned to dismiss it. We've learned to question it. We've learned to judge it. So I really felt that, and having known this for some time, something like having massage can be very aligning. Asking for the guidance you need and actually getting still enough to hear it is a form of alignment. And the content doesn't matter. But what does matter is that you recognize you are connected to this energy and force of the universe that knows what you need, when you need it, and how you need it. And if you get out of the way, in other words, if you just fall back into alignment, I've no doubt I just fell into alignment on the massage bed. I stopped rushing. I still was in a mode of asking the question, what should I have for lunch? In that alignment, answers came through. Now you find your way to align, and hopefully in the meditation, you might have had a hint of what's good for you. And remember that that can change and vary depending on where you're at on any given day. It doesn't have to be a thing that you're doing or paying for. It could be going for a walk, or it could be just opening a particular book. The point is that as you align, you start to feel fine. I had that salad. In fact, I had it for 2 days running because I was convinced it was what I needed after hearing the message twice. And lo and behold, I did feel fine. No, it's not a matter of life or death if I had ignored the intuition and the guidance. But it's just a very simple example to inspire hope in you that the message can come through. And it often comes through quicker than you realize. But you may have been in the habit of dismissing it. Following our passions is a way of alignment. Being in the energy of enjoyment is alignment. Okay? being in the vicinity of beauty is often a form of alignment for humans. It's why we get awe-inspired when we see somewhere or we see something that has been created at such a level of beauty. I was driving back yesterday from a dog walk at the beach, and I'm driving up to Ostuni, which is where I live in southern Italy. And as I'm driving, I'm looking at the entire city. It's built on a hilltop. It's a beautiful white, like, fortress. And so you're driving up past the beautiful thousands of year old olive trees on this windy sort of drive all the way up. And here you're met with this incredible vista of this little white city that is beautiful to look at. And I've lived here 5 years so far in this town, and I've never driven past that scene without falling into a state of appreciation because of how beautiful it is. Now, you don't have to live somewhere stunningly beautiful. I'm just giving another example that there are things around you all day long that pull you back into that feeling, okay? That move you into that sense of divine energy. And you want to be on the lookout for those. You don't want to make this alignment thing something you can only have if you go to Italy, something you can only have if you're having a massage, something you can only have if your partner's dead and talking to you through therapists. Like, no. No, these are very personal examples I'm giving you. You want to look in your day-to-day life, what's showing up for you. And it would be helpful if in the coming days you just make a note as you go about your day and your week. Oh, this is where I noticed I fell into alignment. Oh, that helped me fall into alignment. Rather than intellectualizing what you think it is that helps you go there. I'm going to stop sharing now and see if there are any questions or comments, anything you want to hear more about. If you don't have a question or a comment, just feel free to come on, even if you just want to share your experience of the meditation. Feel free, just take a moment. Charlene, great to see you here, honey. Come on.
Hi. Oh my goodness, it's been so long.
It has, it's great to see you.
I've been meaning to join one of your coaching clinics for quite some time, and I'm so glad that I made it today. My question is, firstly, I'm aware of the practices that facilitate me being embodied and aligned. And I consider you to be a woman who inhabits that space permanently. Ooh. And so I'm wondering, was there a series of decisions? Was there an action? Was there a choice that really helped you to be there in terms of being embodied and staying there? This is my question for you.
So do you mean, Charlene, just to make sure I've heard this correctly, did I do something to get to the place where alignment is embodied or easier? Is that what you're asking?
I guess I'm using the terms embodied and alignment interchangeably, because to me, the embodiment is it's the absolute connection with my own divinity It's the space of certainty and faith and aligned action. And it's the space that I can really hear what the divine is saying. And so you were talking, you alluded to that earlier about, looking out for the ways that you are aligned. And I'm very aware of the practices that help me to be embodied, which then leads to the alignment. And when I listen to you, you seem to be there in this space of embodiment permanently, which to me leads, huh?
Yeah, that's a myth.
Okay.
That's a myth. I'm definitely not there as I'm not Buddha. No way.
Okay.
So go on. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you've answered my question. And I think that I was looking, I don't know, it seemed like you were there permanently. You said that's a myth. And so therefore, what I'm really hearing is that this is just a practice and you get better at it as you practice.
It's your true nature. It's
Right.
not even a practice, Charlene. This is the beauty. Here's what we want to get. This is a brilliant question, by the way, so thank you. Here's what we want to get really patient about, all of us, is we want to get patient for when we're not feeling it. We want to be patient for the moments when we don't have the faith and we don't have this and we don't have that. Because those moments are usually the point at which we give up all control and fall back into alignment. That sense of, oh my God, I can't do this anymore. It's like we take our hands off the steering wheel and we fall back into our true nature, that sense of alignment. So I don't want you to make this a practice, although I have noticed that our wisdom will often say something for us to do, like take a nap, take a walk, eat those greens, or just lie or say nothing. It will often invite us to an action that helps us fall back into alignment. Does that make sense to you, Charlene?
Something just dropped in. When you said, our wisdom tells us what to do to fall back into alignment. What dropped in is that I think I was approaching embodiment and alignment from the perspective of lack. Like I have a lack of it. What do I do to have it permanently? And when I listened to what you've said and how you phrased the question, it's that I can go with me here. It's that I can have it. I can be in alignment more often than I'm not, rather than being out of alignment more often than I'm in alignment.
Yeah.
And having an abundance of ways to get back into alignment at any opportunity.
Right. Beautiful.
And that makes me inexplicably teary, actually, because even in the process of realignment, there's a lot of grace.
Yeah. And I like to use the word well-being. For me, that's interchangeable with alignment, in the sense that what you're looking for is to be living in a space of well-being more of the time, because that's your true nature. But to be patient with yourself when you're not living in the space of well-being, because guess what happens when you're not? It gives rise to an innate desire in us to feel well again, because we came into this world living in well-being. And then we got all lost in our heads and our judgments and our insecurities and our evaluations. And suddenly the well-being looks gone. But it's your true nature. Even if you live 5 minutes more a day, more in alignment, more in well-being than you did yesterday, that alone will change your world over the course of 365 days and years and years and years. That's my dog snoring. He's fully in alignment. He does the meditation with us.
Thank you so much, Grace. If you could take the pin off my video, that would be amazing.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I wanted to see you, sweetheart. Sorry about that.
Thank you.
Lovely to see you here, Charlene. Great question.
Can I share, please, Grace?
Yes, yes. Is that Pat?
It is. Hi, lovely.
All right, honey. Good to see you.
And you. My story is just a bit on what happened with you. As you know, oh, sorry. As you know, sorry.
You're okay, Pat.
As you know, I lost my husband the end of December.
Yeah.
And the last 3 or 4 days, I've had my ups and downs, but the last 3 or 4 days were very difficult. I was sobbing and on the floor, and everything just seemed blown up in the air. I'd lost the we that we were, and I was just in a one of the, you know, not feeling great at the moment. And then this morning I woke up, and today would have been our 47th wedding anniversary. Sorry. So I was laying in the bed and I felt really upset, missing and lost and all the other. And then I turned to him. There's a little photo right next to the bed, and I turned to him and I wished him a happy anniversary. And then I said to him, I haven't been really going out much, and it doesn't matter to go into anything. And I said to him, Sam, Maggie, which is my friend that I've known since I was 11, I said, Maggie wants me to go out to lunch today, and I don't really fancy it. And I was really relaxed and calm. And I heard him say, go. And I thought, oh, and it wasn't really what I wanted to hear. It was a bit like what you said. It was like, oh no, I don't really feel up to this. Anyway, I got up and I went downstairs and I said to my daughter, oh, Maggie wants me to go lunch today. And she went, go. And that really made me laugh because they both had said sort of the go. Well, yeah. I can't explain. I must have then just got into alignment. That's what because I suddenly thought that would be really nice. I got ready for the first time. I know it's still only raw, but the first time in a couple of months, I actually felt happy. And I went out to lunch and I had an amazing time. I laughed and I shared memories. And so I just wanted to share that because I felt it was like the same with you with Francesco on the bed. I just spoke to him, he said it, and I have had, and still now, I feel so happy. So we laughed and so at peace. And so I just wanted to share that because I haven't felt that in the last couple of months, but to just ask him that, and he said go, and I did do it, and it just brought me into alignment. I don't know what happened. I just have had the most loveliest afternoon, and I just wanted to share that. Compared, it was like similar to what you said.
Fantastic, Pat. Yeah, thank you. And I can see everybody's so happy that you shared this story, you know, that you brought it in. Yeah, that's how it works. You know, that's how it works. We will not live in a lack of well-being for too long. I really noticed this with the Grief Pact. There was a period last year and when it was raw, and you're right in the thick of it, the rawness, of course. When I would go to the bedroom and I would put on Ricky Gervais' Afterlife. I don't know if you've seen it.
No,
But,
but my son said it's brilliant. Yeah.
Yeah, so and it's the story of him losing his wife. And it was,
Yeah.
I watched it with Francesco, but this was me watching it now with different reasons. And I would go there and I would drink wine and watch it and laugh and cry and not want to get out of bed the next day, but still get up and go and blah, 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 blah. There came a point where I just didn't want to feel shit anymore. Where the connection with Francesco and the experience of divine energy in this new form was far more interesting to me than the grieving that I was going through. Now, that doesn't mean it hasn't been a roller coaster. It means that maybe grief is also optional. Maybe there aren't 7 stages or 51 ways to do it or whatever. You know, like a love that never dies is what I began to experience. Now, I still went through my, you know, darkness, but it's built into us to want to feel light.
Yeah.
And eventually that rises up.
And I think that's what happened. Those 3 days I was literally on the floor, bawling and mad and screaming. And then this morning, I didn't want it this morning. I just didn't.
And he doesn't want it. No. Like, talk about alignment. Death is the ultimate way back into alignment. But you don't have to die to get into alignment. But talk about an easy route into full-time alignment. Charlene wanted to know how we could get permanently aligned. We die. Really, we die and we live in that space of pure divine energy, aligned. But guess what? Those of us that are left behind can be drawing on the energy of alignment from those of us that have gone, that want to help us and that love us. You know, doesn't matter if you've had an awful relationship in this world, in this life with that person is fully re-emerged into pure divine loving energy and alignment and wants you to be well and will go out of their way to help you get well. Whether it's forcing me to eat salad or forcing Pap to go to lunch or whatever else happens. All they're interested in is the highest level of well-being for us because they've already got it.
Yeah. And I sorry, no, go on. Sorry, no, go on.
I don't even know what I was going to say.
and it's funny in having a broken heart, which I feel, you know, having this broken heart, I never knew how much love was in it. I love him more than I did when he was here. There's a sort of the love is just so yeah.
There's no judgment now. There's no judgment anymore. Yeah, it's so beautiful. And I want you to know, yeah, you're welcome. I want you to know that love doesn't die. The human body dies, but that love will continue with you and for you. Your job is just to lean on it and ask for help with it and let yourself be off the hook about it. And it just shows you what's real, you know, it just shows you what is real. All the drama and the other stuff that goes on in a marriage, in a relationship, in a lifetime isn't what is left behind. Pat and I are both saying it to all of you right now. The love is what's left behind.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. So thank you for sharing. Thank you for being so open. Thank you for just coming forward like that, Pat, and happy anniversary.
Thank you so much, Grace. Thank you.
Fanny, you're welcome. Oh, so good. I saw a little question come through, I think, but if anyone else wants to jump on before we close today. Lauren, I have a question. Why am I craving chocolates and bad things not for my well-being? And how do I tune into eating to lose weight in alignment without it being avoidance and feeling deprived and over battling with really battling with myself over it? So let me just reread that. Why am I craving chocolates and bad things? And how do I tune into eating to lose weight in alignment without it being avoidance and feeling deprived and battling with myself over it? Well, Lauren, you know, that's one of those questions that are very personal to your journey. I was thinking about this the other day, and I've got an event on Thursday night, and I really want to wear this particular dress. But when I put the dress on, I was like, oh, okay, I need to be eating differently for at least 4 days in order to go to that event in that dress. I cannot go to that event in that dress. And I started getting into my head a bit about, well, what should I eat? What should I not eat? What am I supposed to eat? What am I not supposed to eat? You know, was all churning and going on. And then I just got really quiet, Lauren, and I sat down. And I just sort of placed my hand here. And what I heard was one day at a time. Now, what that meant to me was it's not a formulaic thing that I can decide I'm only going to eat this way for X number of days and then I'll lose weight and be in alignment with losing weight. It was like in the moment, Lauren, we can trust what our body wants and needs. I could be eating bars of chocolate and craving chocolate, but if I'm not judging the chocolate I'm putting in my mouth, it's unlikely I need a lot of it. Because if you've ever noticed, at some point, the system goes, enough. At some point, the system just doesn't want any more, whether that's chocolate or wine or salad or, I don't know, bananas or apples, whatever. You can trust your inner GPS one day at a time to help you choose correctly. And if you are a fan of chocolate right now, be with that. Try not to judge it. Be with it. I remember, like, my thing is wine and crisps. I love aperitivo. I love wine and crisps. Don't take it away from me because it's what I look forward to. And I remember anytime I've gotten sick, I didn't want wine or crisps. So you know what? I realize it's a sign of well-being for me if I want wine and crisps. Because when I'm not well, I don't want them, right? So what if, I'm not trying to make fun here, Lauren, but I'm just throwing this out here. What if you're yearning for a particular thing is just what you need in the moment. It's just what's required at the moment. And what if you could trust that your own inner GPS will let you know when enough's enough? So okay. Whoa, Grace, love you so much. Beautiful. Okay, good. I hope that was helpful, because I was worried I was just going off on one. So thank you for the feedback. I don't know if I'll fit in my dress on Thursday. In the moment, I'll decide if I'll definitely wear it. But then it occurred to me today, what if you're being a complete perfectionist about how you're going to look on Thursday night? And actually, what if you put that dress on and you do have a little tummy in it and it actually doesn't matter, and you wear it anyway? That was a radically fresh thought, because in my mind, I could not wear that dress if there was any noticeable stomach. But who made that up? My insecure mind did. And today I got a fresh thought about it. What if chocolate and craving things is not bad for you, but rather just life's way of trying to give you something in the moment? Trust it. The less we're in our head about it, the more, no, let me rephrase that. The less we're in our head about it, the less we need stuff for the body, because the body knows when to stop. All right. So it's lovely that you're all here today. I don't know if there was another question. I'm almost out of time, but certainly next session, next Tuesday, we'll go a bit deeper. And if you want to re-listen to the meditation in between, it's probably a good idea to go through that again at some point. If you're keen to have my support, I'm currently offering one-to-one sessions. This isn't something I've done before, but what I mean by one-to-one is I mean it's a one-off session. You don't have to book a whole package or anything like that, but those sessions are really there and designed to support you in falling back into that deeper alignment, and can cover any subject or range of subjects that you're dealing with. So whether it's something that you want my help on around your weight, your body image, your career, your business, whatever's going on for you, a relationship, the loss of a loved one, a deeper spiritual connection with a loved one, get in touch. You can email me on gracefulcoaching@gmail.com, or you can private message me on Facebook if we're friends. And it'll be my pleasure to support you and give you a bit more information about that one-off session. All right, everybody, good to see you today. Thank you for being here. And I shall see you next week. Lots of love, everybody. Ciao.